Kia ora, good evening and welcome along to ILT Stadium for the Southland Sharks hosting the visiting Auckland Tuatara, the biggest road trip in the NZNBL. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand. What a matchup this will be. Still fatigued after watching last night's dramatic triple overtime thriller between the Hawks and the Rams.
It was exhausting just to see what was going on with those guys, but hopefully these two teams can get done in 40 minutes. Of course, if they don't, I don't mind. Free basketball is better than basketball you have to pay for.
Absolutely correct, Casey Frank. Looking forward to this one. This is how it shapes up on the NZNBL ladder as we head into this game. Tuatara sitting pretty on top, 2-0, and they will play the Sharks, who are sitting in that sixth spot. They had a win, they had a loss. They want to right the wrongs of last weekend when they went down to the Otago Nuggets, who too haven't suffered a loss as well. Though the Tuatara have suffered a major loss. No Rob Lowe for this game. He of the shot blocking extraordinaire Rob Lowe, 7 blocks against the Airs last weekend. But they will have the services of everyone else, including Ruben Tarangi, who missed last game. Bulls, Rams tomorrow from Pullman Arena. Both of us will be on that call. Airs, Nuggets immediately after that. And then on Sunday afternoon, the first game will be the Jets and the Giants. The Jets, the most improved Jets as well. And that will be a fun game to watch. Seeing how this whole league has been fun to watch this season, Casey. And this is the starting 5 for your Tuatara. There he is, Ruben Tarangi, back from missing the last round, out for personal reasons, and they're going small ball.
It's a lot of speed out there on the court. A completely different look for the Tuatara, who are normally 6th in the league in pace. They are going to be up and down this evening.
Certainly will be. Aaron Young, I'd love to see how he runs this team tonight.
Well, Aaron, welcome to Invercargill. No Rob Lowe, I guess that's the big story tonight. How does that change things from your point of view?
Yeah, it definitely changes things a lot. You know, he's a big piece for us. He had a great game last week just in terms of his defensive presence, but talked about it all week. Ever since we kind of knew it was questionable whether he was going to be in the game, how we adjust, how we step up. It's a good challenge for some of the younger guys, but really interested to see how we step up in the physicality battle without him. We're going to have to be great with our box outs, just be fundamentally good with just being physical and see how it goes.
And what have you made of the Sharks over the opening 2 weeks of the competition?
Yeah, strong. You know, like Jeremy Kendall's obviously come in and picked up where he left off, and just in terms of his firepower and the way that he leads his group, you can't relax, especially here. You know, the Sharks always shoot well at home, and it's a different energy in this building. So we just got to embrace the challenge and just have fun, and it's a great environment to be in, and I think we're excited.
Good luck tonight, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, this Southland Sharks team, Romaro Gill will be a big feature in the paint for Guy Malloy, and that is the starting 5. Business as usual. Grant Anticevic, the Australian, he averages a double-double. You've got the wings of Burton and Leosonga Ape, and it's all driven by Jeremy Kendall.
It is driven by Jeremy Kendall, but what I'm looking for from the Sharks tonight is an improved attack at the rim. They're last in the competition in free throw rate right now. They have to get that up against a team that's very weak on the interior with Rob Lowe out.
Also, not a very good offensive rebounding team, so it'll be interesting to see how they step up in this respect. And for Guy Malloy, he knows no Rob Lowe. He's probably been preparing for it for all week. How that will change, we'll find out.
Guy, an important night for the team after probably what happened in Dunedin last weekend. How's the team bounced back after Sunday's result?
We've had a really good week of training. Yeah, we played a bad third quarter, I think. We had a pretty handy lead at the half or against the Nuggets. So boys have responded really well, and hopefully that bodes well for the game.
Let's talk about the Tuatara as a challenge. What's your thoughts there?
Well, I mean, losing Rob Lowe's a huge out for them, and we've kind of prepared all week with him being in. If they weren't quick before, I think they're pretty darn quick now. So I think that'll be the challenge. I mean, it'll be keeping their defensive transition under control and just trying to dampen down their energy a little bit, but not letting it change how we want to play.
Good luck out there tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Guy Malloy, he is an experienced head coach around this league and Australia as well, especially international level with the Tall Fins. Head-to-head, Casey, what do you like?
Well, I don't like the free throw shooting for the Tuatara. They need to get that up, especially without Rob Lowe. not in there as the top rebounder. They're going to have to find a way to turn up that rebounding juice, and the shooting for the Tuatara absolutely really lights out last week. The Sharks, however, going to have to lift that slightly, but with the size advantage, they should be able to get a few of those caroms back off the offensive glass.
Well, it was a fascinating game last night. 110-103, overtime ×3 as well. 29-22 in the 3 overtimes between those two teams. What will we have in store with these referees tonight? A lot of debate about refereeing throughout the week and clock timings as well, but we're back into round 3, looking forward to it.
Well, I got to say, what's going on with these refs picking balls here? You got to ask the point guard for the home team which ball do they want. They just went through the entire rack. I don't know. Let's see who's handling it well when this one starts. And there's the game ball. They've got him. It's all sus for them. But good selection as we go. And here's the game ball presenter. A little bit nervous.
It's bright out there on the floor of ILT Stadium. Always a good crowd, always a vocal crowd at ILT Stadium.
And a little shout out to Nigel Skelt, retiring general manager after 24 years with the stadium. I've been to many an event there and always saw his face. A lovely man.
Lovely man. Great
service to the game down there and the sports in general in that part of the country with what he's done. Best wishes on your next endeavors. You'll be sorely missed.
Yes, thank you for your service, Nigel Skelt. Great venue, ILT Stadium. Great basketball venue, but also multi-purpose facility for the great people of the Southland region and Invercargill as the city.
It's got the velodrome. Nothing more fun than trying to go up to the velodrome and run up the side. I have yet to complete it successfully.
That is a steep gradient, Casey. Be careful of your Achilles. The most fire pinstripe in all of the SouthNBL.
Oh, it's clean.
It's very clean up against the glorious orange, the orange army of Southland Sharks. And a contrasting style of basketball tonight, Casey. We just saw in that win over the Airs how good they were, not just on the perimeter defending the three-point line, but also just trapping at midcourt. The Airs had all sorts of problems. You know how they rewrote that story the following night. But what will we have unfolding in front of us for the next 40 minutes as the game ball is presented?
It's a great question because this Sharks team has come up against two of the best defensive teams in the league over the first 2 weeks in the Jets and in the Otago Nuggets. They are fantastic at shutting teams down. Is the Tuatara going to have a similar effect even without the shot blocking of Rob Lowe, who with him in the post is the #1 shot blocking team in the competition?
Will be the Tuatara who start Rimatarangi. Cam Glidden gets a clean look to start us, and that is good. Cam Glidden connecting on the first shot of the game, and that'll feel good for Cam Glidden.
Going to be interesting to see if Southland can punish the Tuatara on the other end with their size. They are going to be punished on that end with that speed being spread out.
Cam Glidden shooting just 26.5% as Romaro Gill gets free underneath, and no one can challenge that, the big 7-footer.
And this is what you lose without Rob Lowe in there. Gill can go crazy on the offensive glass. He doesn't have big stats this year, but with the freedom to roll down low without any size and opposition, watch out.
Heat check, Cam Glidden on fire.
Well, Cam Glidden has not been off to the greatest start to the season. He would have liked to be a bit better than this, averaging just 7.5 points. But he's already got 6 on 2 shots tonight.
He's already made a season average of 2 threes in 46 seconds. Burton loses the handle and fires it out of bounds. Good defense from the Tuatara.
And that aggressiveness there on the on-ball is what the Tuatara showed last week against the Taranaki Airs. Showing really hard, really aggressive. They did so here, forced the turnover. Nice job by Charlie Dalton there.
Jared Weeks. Glidden. Weeks over Romaro Gill. The Tuatara 3-0 from deep.
Oh my, they're going to have to find some answers defensively. I wonder how long Romaro Gill's going to last in there with this speed on offense.
Charlie Dalton who picks up Romaro Gill, and he just the drop step. And that's just too much for the Tuatara. They will have all sorts of problems, but they've also got giving the Southland Sharks all sorts of problems, and that is the contrast of this game.
Well, nice definitive move there by Romaro Gill. Got the ball, kept it high, strong move. Charlie Dalton, I probably wouldn't waste a foul on that one. See if he makes a few first. You're just gonna have to try and force those catches to happen a little bit further out off the block. Each step makes it that much more difficult for the big fellow to finish.
It'll be a fascinating mindset for Romaro Gill, who doesn't feature a lot in the plays for the Southland Sharks. But knowing that he is the sole big man in this game, a legitimate 7-2, and knowing that he's going to get multiple touches if they give single coverage, probably just be guilty of speeding things up a little bit. Leasonga Ape drops it off for him. Nothing speedy about that.
And that is why you bring the big fella. Charlie Dalton could not challenge that one. Romaro Gill up and over the rim with each. Nice delivery by Burton.
Cam Glennon, go for it. Oh, Cam Glennon strikes another 3.
4 possessions, 4 triples, 3-point rate at 100% right now.
Leasonga Ape operating with Gill. Kicks it out to Anticevic in the corner. McIntosh right out on him. Anticevic knocking down that 3. It's raining triples at ILT Stadium.
Really patient there in the corner. Didn't have the speed to beat McIntosh off the dribble, so he just takes his time and shoots over him.
Here's Tarangi. Oh, Romaro Gill sends it out. McIntosh for 3. Gill with the rebound.
Wow. Nice block there, takes away an opportunity. McIntosh almost makes him pay from deep again, but finally the defensive board.
Now it's Anticevic posting up. Falling away, left it short. Once a burden goes down, might be McIntosh called for the foul there.
Yeah, it looks like McIntosh from behind. Kemblin was perplexed as to that whistle coming his way. And I like what I see from the Sharks, getting a little bit more definitive, a lot of activity on the offensive glass. They have to keep that up and try and take advantage of their physical gifts in the strength department throughout the night.
Just over 3 minutes gone in this game. We haven't seen a lot. Jeremy Kendall, no need for Jeremy Kendall. He got the size advantage with Romaro Gill. It's Burton who misses that jump shot. McIntosh, ball on the floor, kicking it out. Weeks for 3. Closeout was pretty good. And here comes Kendall.
You see the Tuatara playing there, spreading it out, attacking the rim and looking for shooters out wide.
Kendall finds Gill, and Gill gets another dunk. I think there's going to be 100 points in the paint for the Sharks tonight.
It's not going to be the hardest finish from Romaro Gill that he's had all season long. Nice find by Kendall underneath.
Weeks, block again. That's a second for Gill. Romaro Gill might have a career night.
It's starting out that way. Can he keep it up? Or is he going to get fatigued?
Could have a triple-double on our hands. Leasonga Ape tries to go at Tarangi. Tarangi keeps his feet. Great defense from Tarangi, not biting on any of that. Tarangi, just the slightest up fake. Glidden, Weeks, great ball movement. McIntosh.
Perfect offense. You love the way that Tarangi drove multiple defenders and kicked it around. He'll take that shot all day long. McIntosh has said it though.
Glidden steps in and he was just a little bit too slow to see it as Gill barrels into him. And Cam Glidden called for the foul.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. It looked like he was a bit late on the rotation as Kendall, nice and patient, perfect bounce pass. And we don't see the slide over from that angle, but certainly saw the contact that sends Romaro Gill to the line for 2 shots at the TAB. Unsuccessful in his first foray there. Try and get it up to 50% now.
Romaro Gill at the line, 75% in the 2 games. Rattles that one down. Romaro Gill, 6 points, 3 for 3. 3 rebounds, 2 blocks.
That is quite the stat line for the big fella who came in averaging 5.5 points and 3.5 rebounds per game.
Makes both from the TAB strike. Charlie Dalton with the ball. Good young player for the Tuatara. Thomas Beattie in the game. Nick Barrow, the sole big man for the Tuatara, is out there. And a great game against the Airs as Weeks goes Globetrotters on us. Tarangi catches it with the left, shoots with the right, strokes the net. Auckland Tuatara are 5 for 9 from downtown in the first quarter, barely 5 minutes down. We've got a foul up high.
And on that last offensive possession for the Tuatara, Johnny Hilu has to stay connected to Ruben Tarangi in that corner. You can't help off the strong side pass. It's too little space to cover for the offense, and that left an open look for a deadly shooter out of the corner. He's been hitting that shot in this league for about 10 or 12 years now.
Anticipich left alone, too strong, maybe just too open for the Australian, Ruben Tarangi. Invercargill goes down, Nick Barrow in the vicinity.
No surprise there when Nick Barrow runs into somebody that he is often the victor in that encounter, but the recognition by Ruben Tarangi after Gill hit the ground, he saw the opening in the lane, drove right to it, forces Gill into a cheap foul, and earns himself a trip to the TAB strip for 2 attempts.
Ruben Tarangi in the first game and only game he's played so far, 25, 6 and 4 assists against the Nelson Giants.
That's not bad. That's a decent outing in your first hit out in a few years in the NZNBL.
Tall Blacks captain, Ruben Tarangi.
I'm getting excited about Tall Blacks this year. World Cup season, as I'm sure are the myriad of Tall Blacks who came back to the NBL to hone their games.
Oh, great work from Beattie. Didn't let him get sealed off. Just went over the top. Stole it away. Tuatara ball. Weeks gives it up to Barrow. Barrow gets Gill up. And the big man stops the smaller big man. Poked away. Another good look from Beattie with the strip. There's Dalton stepping through with the left. Ah, unlucky for Charlie Dalton.
I really like the footwork there. That's what you have to do against the big fellas. Attack him at the rim, use the up fake to great effect, getting him off his feet. Everything right but the finish, but still a 5-point lead and 14 on the shot clock for this possession.
Weeks over Helu. Too strong. Bird with the rebound. Home team down 5. Romaro with the catch. Comes up high. Kendall. Good pressure on Kendall. And we got a walk.
Well, the Tuatara are determined to keep Jeremy Kendall from beating him. Every time he's coming off an on ball, he has seen 2 players guarding him until he gives it up. Nice game plan for the Lizards from up north, as they know that Kendall has been key to the Sharks' results up to this point in the season.
Barrow misses that.
Coming off a great game a week ago, where I believe he had 12 points and high rebounds as well. Gets pinged for the whistle there on the Jeremy Kendall drive, who finally found a little bit of space coming off the on ball. No double there. That enables him to get into the lane, force Nick Barrow onto his heels, and get the whistle with 3:20 remaining in the first quarter, as Southland looking for a few answers offensively. What I find interesting about this matchup with the Tuatara going slow is that Southland's one of the faster teams in the league in terms of pace. They have really been pushing it up and down. They're 3rd right now in the competition in overall pace, where Auckland up to this point has been 6th, a little bit slower, but now Rob Lowe's out. They're going with all these guards, and seems like the tables have reversed a little bit.
Kendall good with both. Now he's spelled by Cowie. Tom Cowie comes into the game for the Sharks. Chipping away at this Tuatara lead. McIntosh. Weeks in the corner. Helu doesn't bite.
I'd like to see a little bit more penetration from the Tuatara. Can't fall in love with the 3. They have to make the defense bend first.
Basically small ball out there for both teams. As Anticipich, the lone big, gets the rebound, and a rare offensive rebound and a steal. Burden. Helu can't control it. eventually does. And then Burden goes around Weeks, stepping through, finds Cowie on the elbow and strokes the three.
Great possession, timeout to the Tuatara, because this is a nice little run that Southland has gone on. They have matched the pace of the Tuatara, who look a little bit surprised. Grant Anticevich doing a nice job as a lone big out there on that initial possession, but what anticipation shown by Alonzo Burton to get that steal before it's whizzed around and Tom Cowie finishes the possession.
Southland Sharks snaring this lead. Get your team merch. Use that QR code to the left, on the bottom there on your screen. You balance with the party on every team's chest at the moment.
They are. You can get every team's merchandise on that online shop, with the exception of the Hawks. Got to head to the retailers in the Bay for that.
7-0 run for the Southland Sharks team.
Well, let's see what the answer is from the Tuatara. Now that the initial chess move of going with a bit of a faster lineup seems to have been snuffed out. They've been matched by the Southland Sharks team, who, as we mentioned, is very comfortable playing with pace, going up and down. Gill, although he is the starting center with that size, he doesn't play big minutes. You know, they rely on this smaller team, and this is probably one of the few times that Grant Anticevich is going to have that size advantage throughout the majority of the game. He is certainly on the smaller side for a backup for a starting center.
Stripped away by Burden, and it came off Tarangi's leg, so it will be Southland Sharks ball.
Back-to-back turnovers forced by the longtime Southland veteran. I told him when I saw him warming up down in Otago last weekend that he's still looking young for an old man. He said, "I am young." I said, "Well, compared to me, that doesn't count."
Face up three, no good. Weeks. Oh, dropping it off for Tarangi on the baseline.
These guards, they're just really so familiar with each other, and it's an early point in the season. They're playing really nicely off of one another, and Tarangi's got that strength to finish on the interior.
Anticevich stepping into the two. Weeks with a rebound.
Jumper's not really going Anticevich's way right now.
Glidden drops it off for Barrow.
Third missed finish right by the rim for Nick Barrow, unlike him.
Burden a deep three. Anticevich with an offensive board. Three ball. That's good. Benjamin Hall off the bench and strokes a triple.
Yeah, you love that confidence for a guy coming off the bench. Hasn't had a lot of game time, but he got a good look at it. He lets it fly. He's had some decent performances for the Sharks so far this season. As Jared Weeks gets the N1 on the drive. Nice screen by Nick Barrow to clear that space, and Weeks straight to the cup, taking another look at it here as he just blows by Anticevich and gets a little bit greedy with the contest. A lot of body there. And Jared Weeks having himself a heck of a first quarter. Well, up to 5 points now. It seemed better than it was in terms of pure stats.
Yeah, but the dish to Ruben Tarangi on the previous play was gorgeous.
Well, you know, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's doing it all.
That's pretty good, man. Don't say yourself short, I should say. 19.5 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Weeks.
And I will not sell you shorts either.
Oh, I would not buy shorts from you.
I feel like I should be offended, but I won't be.
I've known you long enough that you should not be offended by that. Burton misses that. It's Jared Weeks with another rebound. Make it his fourth. Here's Tarangi. Dalton.
Tarangi's got this mismatch here. I'd love to see him take him out wide and attack that basket.
Weeks. Tarangi over Romaro Gill back in the game.
Tough to shoot over the big fella. He's got a big contesting window there with that length, and he's affected a couple of shots, even though the guards have that quickness advantage.
All even with under 16 to go now. There's Songa Ape dancing with it. And this is wide as well.
Too much speed work, not enough shooting.
Tarangi Time winding down, closing out the first quarter. No dice. Ruben Tarangi, it's all locked up at ILT Stadium. 21 apiece. An entertaining first quarter in Invercargill.
Good stuff. Right, nice and easy. What you've got to do is you've got to try and steal these vouchers off us. Okay, so what you need to do is run and see. Thank you, you're going to Dave. See what you're going to do. Make a basket. When you make a basket, you back to me and you get a slice of pizza. All good? Go down and make another. Okay, good luck, guys. 3, 2, 1, go! Now, Shiway, well, you may not know what that means. And under the thing, he's not going to take it. And go again. So maybe he's got one. Yes, it's one. He's got 6 spots. Good stuff like that. Here we go. Give us some noise, folks. Nancy gets another one to go. It's 3. She makes it to this. It's got 2. Nancy makes another. 4, 2, 1. What's she doing? Off the front line. Rolls around. Yes. Come on. Good stuff. All 3. Let's have a look at there. I'm going to stand here. Got another one. That one goes. Well done. We are done. Congratulations, guys. Well done. You got self-fixing to take care of the rest of the night. Give it up, folks. For Maggie and Shiway.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium. 21 apiece between these two teams. You get 2 free cans of Red Bull with any large pizza. It's pick up only with the online code BASKETBOL.
Basketball.
BASKETBOL.
Bull.
BASKETBOL.
I don't know if you're saying it right.
I don't know if you're saying it right.
But either way,
Tonight only.
let's grab that one.
Tell you what, last night's game, they needed a couple of Red Bulls in here. Nelson.
At least.
Brooke Rusko. Triple overtime. Thriller.
Game of the season.
In the pinstripe. Walking out onto this floor, Casey Frank. Hit him with some stats.
The stats are coming too. We're seeing a really nice job by the Sharks inside. 8 points in the paint and 5 offensive rebounds in that first quarter. But it's the 3-point shooting, 5 for 12 for the Auckland and 3 for 7. Thanks to the TAB for those stats.
The official stats partner of the Sal's NBL. Just 9 offensive rebounds in 2 games for the Sharks so far. This is round 3. Romaro Gill bails them out. Great catch, and he's fouled. Julius Sangaape just threw it up for the big man, which is a smart basketball decision in the paint.
Yeah, if you're going to throw it up somewhere, throw it up to the guy who's got a 7-inch advantage to everybody on the court. That's a decent go with it. And got himself into a bit of trouble as Julius Sangaape kind of pressed that shot attempt, but that's why it's good to have the big 7'1" Gill at your leisure. Just grab it out of there without looking.
Romaro Gill will have a heavy workload tonight if he can perform consistently for Guy Malloy. He's got a noticeable size advantage. Rob Lowe in his 12.5 rebound average, out with a hip complaint. He also had 7 blocks last week.
He's vital to what they do on both sides of the court. You know, the offense runs through him. He's a bit of a point forward at times as Glidden lets it fly again, still feeling it.
Cam Glidden with another 3.
Is that 4 for 5 now or 4 for 4? Either way, it's a hot start for Glidden. That's right, 4 for 4 from deep.
Unfortunately, not handled by Gill. Tuatara.
That's an angle that he's been struggling, Gill. He's getting ample opportunity from his teammates, but he's just got to watch that ball get into the hands before he starts to make that move. Those unforced turnovers are coach killers.
Tiny, nice pass, too strong. Charlie Dalton, and he's called for the foul.
I believe that's going to be his 2nd personal as well. Yeah, it is. That's going to hurt him because he is their de facto backup. They're actually starting big tonight. And see him miss the shot there. Nice job by Julius Sangaape to dart in there and just irritate him enough to force the miss. But that's about 5 missed shots in the paint by the Tuatara. Need a better efficiency there.
Burton Nice little floater for Alonzo Burden. That's his first field goal. He's now 1 for 5. Here's 6 rebounds and an assist, but 3 turnovers for Alonzo Burden.
A couple of steals to make up for it. He's putting together a complete performance once again.
Jeremy Kendall, just the 2 points from the line, 1 assist in this game. Dalton, a little strong, and rebound by Kendall. They're looking after Jeremy Kendall, that is for sure. See what Jeremy Kendall can come up with there. Ball reversed. There's Songa Ape. Drops it off to Gill. 7 to shoot now. Maro Gill.
That might have been a travel there. He got away with it.
And Songa Ape pulls up, and that's nothing but net. Julio Leo Songa Ape.
No, Gill switched pivot feet on that last pivot out. But I do like what the Sharks are doing defensively. They're packing the paint a little bit more and challenging the shooters late. Just trying to keep it out of those key shooters, but really forcing the other guys, such as Charlie Dalton, to try and make those attempts.
Oh, Ruben Tarangi did all the right things, just couldn't get the finish. Here's Songa Ape, strong move. Beatty put his hand in there. It wasn't enough. Southland now have a 5-point lead.
A 5-point lead and another missed shot in the paint. The presence of Gill really making things difficult when the Tuatara penetrate.
Tarangi can't get that.
Southland starting to control things, definitely controlling the glass right now, and absolutely looking smooth on the offensive end.
Here's the Australian Cam Glidden. Loose pass. Tarangi tried to bounce it off Gill. He stepped out as well, and it will be Southland ball. Another Tuatara empty possession there.
And it's interesting when you try and change the team style on the fly. You know, we mentioned earlier, this is not, their preference isn't to play at pace. They like to play a little bit slower and find their footing in the half court, pushing the pace today, and it's led to a few unforced errors there as they pick up their 4th turnover in the game.
He got caught on the crossover.
Just a smart play by Jeremy Kendall. Knowing the defender's out of position, I'm just going to go into him, ping him with a foul, get that much closer to the bonus.
Thomas Beatty, that is his 2nd personal foul. Lea Songa Ape is out there with Burton, Kendall, Anticevic and Gill. Kendall crossing over, a collapse on him, and the American veteran knocks that down in the paint.
Yeah, 2 theories up to this point. The Tuatara have kept him under wraps, or he's been looking for his teammates as the foul is called there, I believe, on Kendall.
He's only got 1 assist, Jeremy Kendall, but he's got his fingerprints all over this offense. He just recognizes what the defense is giving the team, and that won't show up in the stat sheet.
Yeah, exactly. When the double's coming, he's just kicking it on. He's not trying to force the assist. He's letting those teammates do the work, and it's starting to provide some dividends.
It falls to Glidden. Oh my goodness, Cam Glidden can't hit the 3, and the rebound fell on the end line. So it will be Southland ball.
I know the Tuatara are trying to spread this team out and speed things up, but I would like to see a little bit of activity on the offensive end, a little bit more movement than just penetrating and dishing, some screens, force them into some action.
Here's Songa Ape. That 3 is good. And it will be a timeout for Aaron Young. There's a Jeremy Kendall hockey assist on that one as well. Open man in the corner, knocking down the 3, and the Tuatara call time because they're down 10. They've only scored 3 points in this quarter, with 3:58 gone. It's a 13-3 run for the Sharks in the 2nd quarter at ILT Stadium.
We're showing some really quality here by the Southland Sharks. They're dissecting what's being given onto them on the court defensively. And if you want to hear more dissection of the NZNBL, tune into Hoop Heads Wednesday nights at 8 p.m.
I guess you and Justin dissect. Just the contrarian. There's no dissection. I'm no surgeon.
Yeah, you look like a surgeon. You look smart.
I look smart.
Got those dainty little fingers.
Nerves of steel. The voracious appetite for information.
That's absolutely right. You know where you can get information is in the stat sheet.
Oh, segue.
Stats partner of the Southland NZNBL is the TAB, and right now the Tuatara down to 29% shooting from the field. The Sharks absolutely putting the clamps inside the arc on this Tuatara squad. They're just 2 for 10 inside and starting to slow down from outside as well. 6 for 17 at 35%. And at the same time, this Shark squad finding efficiency. 50% overall, 53% inside on those twos, and 44% from deep.
Back underway out of that Tuatara timeout. Just 2 for 10 from inside the arc. The Lizards from Auckland. Glidden gets free.
And just absolutely zero penetration. The size of Gill is dissuading all those attempts at the rim, and the three-pointers have gone cold.
Kendall. Anticevich in the corner. Gill with an offensive rebound. Kendall, the leadership there, just says slow down. Let's use the 14 with a high pick and roll. Splits the double team, not really used. Oh, what a pass. Jeremy Kendall was bobbling it and just thought, why not bounce it up into the big man's hands?
A beautiful pass on the bounce pass of the big fellow, though. That is a tough angle to get it right up into the bread basket, and he makes it look like a simple play.
Glidden. Barrow. Romaro Gill with another block, but it's Glidden who gets the up and under in.
Finally, a bucket in the paint. Well, possibly because Gill was taken out of it with his third block shot of the game. What an effect he's having tonight.
Just 6 paint points for the Tuatara. Just a little too open was Alonzo Burden. Leosonga Ape trying to spin, left it behind, falls to Anticevich. 4 to shoot for the Australian. No one really moving. Anticevich moves to his left and left it wide to the right.
Gotta say, I don't know if the shoulder shimmy faked Ruben Turengi out there.
It was turned into a statue.
He went with the double shoulder shimmy.
He was not buying that one.
Need to give a jab step at the same time, possibly, to convince the guard to give a reaction there. But solid defensive possession by the Tuatara. Can they capitalize with the bucket down here?
Fitzgerald in the game for the Tuatara. Says Chris McIntosh, he's back in. Tarangi bullying his way in. McIntosh surrounded by Sharks. Not where you want to be. And Nick Barrow misses from the TAB line.
This defense of the Sharks really packing it in. Not so concerned with the shooting as it's cooled off, and just making all that penetration difficult.
Oh yeah, Romaro Gill. Jared Weeks trying to say he was vertical, but Romaro Gill just too big.
Too big is correct. The Sharks are taking over now. The size of Gill wearing down the Tuatara. Look at that advantage he's got on Jared Weeks. He's trying to stand right up, but a little bit out of position in the opinion of the officiating crew. So he'll head to the TAB for a chance for the three-point play.
He's already been 6 times. 4 of 6 from the TAB line tonight. 5 of 7. And he's got 15 points as Romaro Gill. He has not missed. He's 5 for 5.
And it's a 18-5 run here to start this second quarter. Go through the second quarter, really.
Blocked by Burden. Weeks wanted the call. None forthcoming. Kendall with the ball. It's been a fast first half, Casey Frank. Kendall left it behind his back for Romaro Gill, who gets it back to Kendall. And the offensive foul, the big man, is Jared Weeks, flew into next month.
Deservedly so. Got to sell that when you can. As the 13-point lead the Sharks have taken. They're starting to look a pretty tough hill to climb for the Auckland Tuatara squad. Kendall to the bench. This will give the Tuatara a bit of a chance to do some tricky things defensively and possibly confuse the Sharks.
Fitzgerald kicking it out to Ruben Tarangi. Surely that was on the way down.
Yeah, I like it from Gill, though. Don't let anything in through.
Gives him a pat on the back as well.
Goes back to some Patrick Ewing in the old NCAA tournament where he would just goaltend every shot that went up early, just to let those shooters know, I am not letting you score.
Hello with the ball. Chris McIntosh just about had his face wiped off from a gilt screen. And then it's going to be Ben Hall, excuse me. The little runner, he's up to 5 now. And the lead is up to 13.
The Tuatara just having a real difficulty slowing down this Shark squad. Very comfortable on offense.
Weeks. Jared Weeks lets that one fly. Much needed bucket for the visitors.
But they got some action off that one. Had the all ball, got penetration to the elbow because of it. Weeks a bit more freedom and the ability to take that shot.
Just 9 points in the quarter for the Tuatara. It was locked up at 21 all, heading into the second quarter. Tarangi looking at options. Weeks surveying the floor. Barrow comes up high. Weeks goes to his left. Finds Ruben Fitzgerald, who picks it up off his shoelaces. 5 now. Tarangi, step back. Almost banked it, and Barrow with a rare offensive rebound tonight. Weeks, he can't get it to go down. McIntosh and Barrow go down the floor, but it will be Cowie with the ball. 90 seconds to go on this half. Hall misses that 3.
If I'm Southland, I want to just take my time offensively every possession. They're getting every shot they want as Weeks can't get the finish, but will head to the TAB for 2.
Amaro Gill picks up his second personal foul. He's already received 5 fouls in this half of basketball.
That's a big out. If he's going to be sitting for a little bit of time, he'll be a bit reluctant to challenge as vociferously as he has up to this point with that foul trouble moving forward.
15 points, 7 boards, 3 blocks for Amaro Gill.
Put the game together. When the big dog's away, the other big dog's going to eat.
Jared Weeks, 2 for 2 from the line so far. He's got 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists.
That was his 9th there on that free throw, so looking for number 10 here. And he can't get the roll.
Hello, driving. He's fouled.
The Sharks now giving the Tuatara a bit of their spread and drive medicine. The Tuatara slow on rotations as Helu explosively attack the rim.
Well, since the Tuatara started out really hot, the Sharks have gone on a massive run here.
And they finished that first quarter well. To come back into the game as that early three-point shooting has gone ice cold for the Lizards.
Well, the Tuatara had a lead of 8. Beatty. Weeks off the backboard.
Well, he sold the foul, and he got Drew Lesonge up in the air, but the contact wasn't convincing enough to get a whistle, so back at it again. Second time's the charm. Now he gets to the TAB for a couple of attempts from the stripe.
This is good for Tuatara heading to half-time. Heading to the line. Bending the Sharks' defense a little bit. The second quarter winds down. Weeks again. Always will apply the pressure as a guard.
Sharks looking very comfortable, however. Kendall back in to finish the quarter on a high note for the Sharks.
Kendall for 3, looking for a 2 for 1. They get an offensive board again. I think that's their 8th off the top of my head. It's Kendall. And that fresh 14 has been wasted because there's an offensive foul.
And now we'll see what is more than likely to be the final possession of the quarter, although I'll tell you what's been playing havoc with the end of quarters has been these Sky City player timeouts.
Well, both teams still haven't used their Sky City player timeouts.
So the Tuatara need to be aware of that and shoot this ball with no time left, because if the Sharks get a rebound with 3, they can call it in advance without using any time.
Despite what you see on your ticker, score ticker on the bottom, the shot clock is off. As Glidden felt the contact. And Cam Glidden will go to the line, but that is foul number 3 on Romaro Gill.
Yeah, and he's just got to be a little bit smarter in that situation. A layup doesn't do a lot of damage to you, but your third personal foul, that completely changes the way he's going to be playing moving forward.
And all due respect to Cam Glidden, that was a tough angle.
That was a tough angle. I don't know if the contact's not there, though. It's probably a little bit of an easier angle, but you know, when you're a shot blocker, it's like seeing a cookie in a cookie jar. You can't help but put your hand in there. You just want to grab it. Or is that just me?
I think this is you. Could be.
Anyway, cookies.
Fantastic.
How good are they?
2 foul shots made from the TAB line.
And there we have our Sky City player timeout.
10,000 tickets available at a community
Jared Weeks, what an
level.
egg.
There it is, use that QR code, Jared Weeks. Jared Weeks trying to get sneaky in there. No coach or bench involvement in a Sky City player timeout, and you only have 30 seconds, not a minute, and you can choose to advance the ball.
And make sure you use that QR code. 10,000 community group tickets going out this season. If you've got a community group that loves basketball, make sure you use that QR code and find a game that you can get to, because there are a bevy of tickets to give away.
I don't think...
That is a quick 5.
I tell you, that was a quick 5, but also, I don't think the Sharks knew what they were doing.
And should this be a Sky City player timeout to the Tuatara? They'll give it to Weeks. He will call it.
You have to have possession. You have to have the ball to call it. Even if it's a dead ball, you have to have the ball. Now, the Tuatara will use their players' timeout.
I do appreciate the strategy that this has brought in. It reminds me, you know, of more of the American style of basketball as opposed to the FIBA, where players can call a timeout on the floor. And the advancement of it also adds a little wrinkle. But you've got the strategy. Now can you get the execution? This would be a big play for the Tuatara as we see that QR code up again. What do they have left?
A bucket here, after all those free throws. Be very interesting heading to half-time. The Sharks lead by as much as 13. Weeks for 3. Good contest from Johnny Helu, and it will be a 41-34 lead for the Southland Sharks at ILT Stadium, as visitors down on a little bit of size, or a big bit of size with Rob Lowe, struggling somewhat against the Southland Sharks in their full complement. We'll be back after the break to break down the stats, all thanks to TAB, the official stats partner of the Sales NBL.
Because thanks to our ECS team, we are trying to help one of their first umpires out right now. Invercargill great to have you with us. Like you come, alongside of you, mate. Let's welcome out Mark Klein, Chief Executive of the ECS team as well. I know we've got anything in, but I know we are about to find out. Horrible games, how good are they, Shark fan? As the second engine to the logo, and you have brought the energy in this first half. And let's see them single open. Romaro Gill, 55, that's the all-way where anything can happen in a half game, and now we got something special. Because tonight, this good-looking man here beside me, Logan, who's that lucky ECS team first over line, could be going home with a lower interest rate, thanks to all of you here tonight and in the car. So how does this work? Well, let me break it down. Logan here is pre-approved. Well, mate, you've done very well there. He's ready for his first time with the ECS team. He's locked in one of the greatest rates in the country at 5.79% per annum. But today, we here at the Shark team are going to give you the chance to bring that number down for him. Put simply, you roar, this fella here, Logan scores. So we're going to give you 3 chances to try and get this weight up on the board that you'll see down front. Okay? And we're going to see how well we can get this. So are you ready? I have to start in Southland. Are you ready? So let me count down. Let's march the boys. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Australia and Southland. In 3, 2, 1. Look at that, 4.8%. Righto, that's better. Here we go. Let's get the license down and let's make Logan's first half race even lower than that.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium. And the Southland Sharks seemingly in control at half-time. Just not seeing a whole lot from the Tuatara, Casey, that would make you feel like we've got a second half in them, but stranger things have happened in the NZNBL this season.
Well, you take out that initial 3.4, and it hasn't been pretty offensively as we take a look at the leading scorers. No doubt that Romaro Gill's going to be in there with his 15. Cam Glennon, fantastic half of basketball with 16. Jared Weeks, and good support with 10. And Ruben Tarengi with 8. And that's the total.
That's it. No one else has scored.
That's it. You can see the issues that the Tuatara are working. Impressive for the Sharks to do this well with Jordan Kendall only with the 4 points.
Well, Chris McIntosh, Charlie Dalton, and Nick Barrow are 0 for 10 in this game.
And we'll get on to the rebounds. There's no surprise that the Sharks are doing the work in there. Only 4 rebounders in total for the Tuatara as well. We're starting to see a little bit of a theme. The Tuatara really leaning on a core 4.
On their international 3, aren't they?
And assists spread out a bit for the Sharks. Jared Weeks really putting together a solid game with that 10.6 rebound, 3 assist first half effort. Not enough to keep the Tuatara within touch defense. I'm sure Gill must have had more than 3 blocks.
He had a goaltend and he had 3 blocks.
Yeah, well, okay, fine. Exactly 3 blocks. Good job, statisticians. I guess you were right. Thanks for backing me up there, Moles. As you see the steals.
No, man, I knew they were right because I knew they had 3 blocks and he had a goaltend, which looks like more. Oh, we're getting wrapped up here, Case. We have to take a break. 41-34. It's going to be frosty in the booth. I'll tell you that much for free.
Thanks, guys. Well done, guys. Like a good job for you. And special thanks, of course, to our wonderful partners and NZNBL. If you're thinking, of course, about getting your own first home, you can check out SBS Scout on the SBS Bank website. It's an awesome tool for first home buyers. Which one of those is not playing basketball? You're all congratulations, take one of those two go down, please. Right. Take it, you want to go? Good stuff. So, it's fine. You can go on. What's your name? Megan, you guys want to talk to me? Right, Megan. What we need to know is who John Du's favourite sports star is. Is it Toronto, Leah Dunn? Is it Conor McGregor? Is it Leah Dunn or Conor McGregor? Or is it actually Conor McGregor what we should be Leah Dunn? Which one do you think it is? James Paul, what do you think? It is Dean. Congratulations. All right. There you go. I don't know why Johnny wants to fly out and say that.
Welcome back to ILT Stadium. And the Tuatara visiting and a 7-point lead. Maybe 7 ribs broken in that bouncy castle that's shaped like a pirate ship. But they've come south to raid the Southland Sharks, and they haven't.
This looks like chaos.
Done the job.
There we go. That's a nice calm crowd there.
Hey, look, just upon reflection, Casey, our block chat, Maro Gill felt like he's altered a lot of shots, not just the 3 blocks and the 1 goaltend.
He certainly has. He's especially, I think, for those perimeter shooters when he's matched up out there. He's done a nice job of giving space, contesting late. I've liked everything he's done here in this first half. As aggressive as I've seen him, the only problem, of course, those 3 fouls. Will that be enough for the Tuatara to find some inroads in the paint? Right now, they are just really struggling when they get down low. Just still 8 points. They had all 8 of those points in the first quarter. And just shooting 5 for 17 from inside 3 compared to the 52% at 11 for 21 for the Sharks. And of course, the rebounds are a big story too. 28 rebounds to 18 in total. Advantage to the Sharks, and that's why they're up 7. But all that said, Tuatara haven't been playing great, and they're only down 7 points up to this point. So they've still got a shot if they can right the ship.
And you can see Jeremy Kendall, he's not out there. He's sitting down with Guy Malloy, coach of the Sharks, running through some plays, some options. But you can get 2 free cans of Red Bull with any large pizza using the code BASKETBOL. Tonight only, pickup only at Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Pizza. I asked Justin Nelson last weekend how many pieces he can eat at once. He misinterpreted me as slices of pizza at once. I was actually talking about total Sal's pizzas. But
yeah, well, there you can see he's working with Gill as well. Might just be having a little bit of a back complaint. You saw him flexing, bending the back at the free throw line, at the TOB line.
Yeah, he's a big fella. That back's always going to be sore.
It certainly is. It's carrying the load today, that is for sure. The official stats partner of the South NBL. Thanks for asking me, Casey. I'd go overs on 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah. They're delightful.
The original Sal's opened up. I used to go there like twice a week and order 2 pizzas and eat them that night.
You were a growing lad and you were playing international basketball.
Big engine. Had a big engine.
Had a big appetite.
I still eat 1.5. There's no longer any appetite, any basketball happening.
Still play Wednesday nights?
I was, but unfortunately all the turmoil with the flooding at the event center, that's moved to Sundays, and I'm now commentating on the Sunday chess games, which has been a great joy to the season to watch what's happening there as basketball is going from strength to strength this year in the Sal's.
Over 50% attendance rate. You're on the call on the prime game, free-to-air Saints Tuatara from TSB.
And an impressive start by the Sharks. What I've liked that I've seen about this one is that the Sharks, they've had games against some really difficult defensive opponents up to this point in the season, but they're finding a little bit of freedom today. I like what they're running. I like how they're attacking the Tuatara. The question is, what chess moves were made at halftime that are going to come out and provide something for the fruits of the labor out here on the court?
About to get underway for this third quarter. No Rob Lowe as the ball is presented again by this young Sharks fan.
Don't have a name, but she is quick.
She's pretty keen to get on and off.
She is not hanging out. I like it. Do the job, get back to that courtside seat.
Great seats as well. Here we go. Jared Weeks and the Tuatara. Down 7. Glidden. This is that 3.
Does not start the second half like he started the first. There's a decent look at it. Tuatara continue to let those threes fly.
There's Songa Ape. Through Burden, it's gone to Gill. And there's Songa Ape gets it back. Driving through on the right hand. Nice move from Drew Leo. There's Songa Ape.
That's the drive that does not happen with Rob Lowe there. As straight to the cut.
Using the strength to get the separation.
Right at the body of the shot blocker. That's how you attack the length. Take him out down low.
Cuts that lead to 6. There's Songa Ape feeling it. Weeks with the board. Looking to push it, gives it back to Ruben Tarangi. He goes again at Romaro Gill, who's in a little bit of foul trouble with 3, and he cleans that up.
But he's just got so much length in that matchup against Ruben Tarangi that he doesn't have to jump. He can just keep those hands up and still contest well.
Burton knocks down that 3.
Nice quick rotation of the ball, finds him in the corner and stretches this lead back to 9.
He had, was it 11 against the Saints last year? No, it was 8 for 8, sorry.
In the opener.
In the opener. So he can fill it up, Lonzo Burden. 8 for 8 from downtown in the opening game of South's NBL 22. 3 missed there. Here's Jeremy Kendall. The defense from Charlie Dalton. Hall misses that. But Romaro Gill on the baseline is fouled.
I'm not really sure there was a lot of contact there, but the stout defensive attempt there by Tarangi after he couldn't complete the box out. Maybe the hand there by Cam Glidden in the hip is what gets pinged. As the 9-point lead will attempt to extend here. As the in-house DJ getting hot with the 80s hits.
Is it Iron Cara?
I can't remember. I know the song quite well, though.
Anyway, Romaro Gill at the TAB line. Misses that. Makes the second.
Back to 10. Double digits it is.
Back to the 80s as well. Tarangi trying to spin his way through. Keeps his pivot foot. McIntosh. I think he tried to find Tarangi, but Tarangi had already left the keyway. 3-second call probably imminent. And then it's Glidden who turns the ball over. Excuse me, gets the steal, forces the turnover. And we've got to reach in on Jeremy Kendall on Jared Weeks.
And that's going to be on the baseline before the ball was picked up for the shot attempt. And, Tuatara haven't really been able to convert on those fast break opportunities either. Nice job getting back in transition by the Sharks. Just 2 fast break points on the evening for the Tuatara.
Of course, Jared Weeks, former Southland Shark as well. Jeremy Kendall, a former Tuatara, well, Husky.
Auckland Husky at that time.
3 games for Aaron Young as a Husky, came in, was superb.
Oh, what a recovery.
Great block from Ben Adamson. And then it's the other way. It's Drew Leo, Songa Ape with the acrobatic move in the N1.
And punishing the Tuatara on that defense to offense switchover. Nice speed shown in transition. As the lack of depth for the Tuatara may be starting to have a little bit of an effect.
Man, if you're Pero Cameron and the selection team for the Tall Blacks, you have got a task on your hands.
There is a ton of talent. It's a testament to the job that the Tall Black program has done these last few years of opening it up, getting more players involved, but makes this job of selecting for a World Cup that much tougher.
Three from the corner is missed by Dalton. Kendall. Oh, wow. Ben Hall. That's called for the foul.
And it's the other Ben, Adamson underneath.
Is that Adamson?
I think. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, it was Ben Hall with the shot, but Adamson
yeah.
underneath is the one who received the foul with his aggressive attempt on the offensive rebound. And Adamson, he's got a nice amount of athleticism. Seen him in a few warm-up lines, and he's using it to pretty good effect here with some solid defense and rebounding attempts.
No Braden Inger, of course, for the Sharks. Tall Black debut last year as Lonzo Burden knocks down the three and pushes the lead to 16.
Oh, nice execution, solid screen, late contest, no effect. Burden drains it anyway.
Messy play. Still plenty of time on the shot clock as it's at 9 now. Weeks.
Great box out.
And then a vintage Nick Barrow foul.
A little heavy coming in. Nice job by Zoe Burton to attack that rebound though and just beat Barrow to the spot. Receiving the foul and allowing the Sharks to build on this 16-point advantage that does not look like it's going to be dented into anytime soon. The lack of offensive pressure the Tuatara are able to put up right now.
Refresh my memory, would this World Cup, Casey, the first time we don't have a naturalized American?
It's been a while. Going back to Ed Book in 02.
Yeah, yourself?
In my time, and myself and Nick Horvath switching off there for a few years. Trying to think if we had was Dion Prewster on the last team? I think the last World Cup may have been the first one without a naturalized player.
Just thinking of all the size that we have now with the young kids coming through. This is Sam Wardenberg, Sam Meninga. And then you've got the guards. You've got the likes of Isaiah Leafa and Ty Webster. They had this conversation last night, Justin Nelson and Roscoe in the booth.
A lot of talent. I will not be choosing any players. I'm not going to go put together that 13 because if you want me to do that job, so you're going to have to pay me for it.
This is making the Sal's NBL that much more competitive. And another 5-second call. This time it's the Sharks who turn the ball over.
Yeah, they've struggled on the entry passes with some good defense by the Tuatara. Finding a little bit of energy. Can it translate to the other end? Can they just start to put Southland in disadvantageous positions on this end of the court?
Ruben Talangi, he will certainly be in that Tall Black squad as he gets his left hand to go.
And if I'm the Tuatara, when Gill's out of the game, that's what I'm doing. Attacking the rim, pressure on the paint.
Three ball is good. Julia Leosonga Ape getting to work.
Up to 15 points now to go along with 2 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's a young player that a lot of people that have been watching the league thought was going to have a big jump in his game this year. He's so athletic, really gifted as a scorer, but you've seen a real commitment to defense and doing the little things so far this season.
Oh, Glidden. He's missed a few since his hot start, and he knocks that one down. Oh, he doesn't knock it down. He rips the net on that one. Jeremy Kendall looking to put pressure on the Tuatara defense, and he gets Beatty to bite and goes up and under.
Yeah, nice footwork. That's just a vet move there. Nice, patient, got where he wanted and got the bucket.
Gladden feeling himself now in the third quarter, knocks down another much-needed 3 for the Lizards.
Punches in bunches for Cam Glynn when he gets hot, getting the ball back.
He's got 19 and Kendall answers at the other end. Just 7 points tonight, but his fingerprints are all over this.
Well, with this lineup, there's just no excuse for a guard coming off an on ball and having that kind of space. At worst, you're switching even if Nick Barrow's involved. And you got to have better communication than that, and this lead stretched back to 16.
Rather, Kendall has 9 points now. And timeout called because it's starting to get away on the Tuatara. 16 is the lead with 5 to go in this third quarter. Southland shooting 50%. They've hit 8 threes in this game so far. Southland average 8 threes. They shoot just 26%, but they are 8 for 18, 44% in this game against the visitors from the north.
Yeah, they're middle of the pack coming in terms of three-point rate. There wasn't a lot of activity, but
a lot of sample size too, but just 2 games, of course, but
also that has to do with who they're playing against. Palmerston North, Manawatu, nobody defends the three-point line better than the Manawatu Jets have so far this season. And the Otago Nuggets, with Withers, with Sam Timmons, that back line allows those guards to put so much pressure on the perimeter. 2 of the better defensive teams in the competition. Against the Tuatara, sans Rob Lowe, they found some freedom of movement.
That is what we talked about on Hoop Heads to begin the season, just the options that they have as Beattie misses the 3 with Kendall and having Julia Leosonga Ape and the likes of Alonzo Burden shooting the ball nicely as the Tuatara force a turnover. Cam Glennon's got 22, he leads all scorers. Julia Leosonga Ape, he's got 15 to lead the Sharks. Surpassing Romaro Gill, who's back out there, who has 14. Oh, Cam Glennon's got another.
Touch them all, 25.7 rebounds. He has come alive. Slow start to the season has not continued in the Deep South.
Cam Glennon knocking down threes. He's now 7 for 10 from downtown. Kendall, as the shot clock expired, the foul is called.
Vet move.
Vet move.
Knew he had a young player on him, gives him the up fake. Dalton just trying to contest, needs to be aware of the shot clock there. Just no time really for Kendall to get that shot off, but like I said, veteran move. Uses the time every single second of that 24-second shot clock. As we're wiping up the sweat.
It's just Weeks, Tarangi and Glidden who have scored for the Tuatara.
I feel like a Russell Crowe meme coming on here from Gladiator. Is there no one else? Is there no one else? Can someone hit a bucket, the remainder of the team? 0 for 8. Sorry, make that 0 for 12. Yeah, missed Charlie Dalton there. Sorry, Charlie, that's 4 shots for you. But somebody's got to step up and help that core 4 right now.
This is the third. 15 is the lead. Tarangi was behind him. Sloppy.
Oh, what a block!
Jared Weeks!
Vintage!
That is a Jared Weeks specialty.
Agent 97, assassination attempt. Complete.
Kendall into the key, puts up the runner with the right. Jeremy Kendall coming into his own in the third quarter.
Just completely under control. 9 points in the quarter for Jeremy Kendall.
Gill. And Tarangi tips it in as Romaro Gill almost got a piece of that.
Almost gets a piece about just about everything.
Gill stepped up a notch here. He's pumped up a gear. Here's Burton. Good hands from Glidden. Can Glidden get him open? Get him a 3. Reward the perimeter player.
Solid activity. Getting out and up and in. Nice chatter from the bench, inspiring their teammates. But you gotta string some buckets together to start making some inroads in the deficit.
Cowie's all over Weeks. There he is. There's Glidden. Tarangi, nice pass. Dalton all by himself. Gill with another rebound.
Just doesn't seem to be shooting it with confidence. A bit of a hitch there. Needs to let that fly.
Kendall pull up. That's good. Jeremy Kendall with 11 in the quarter. Amaro Gill with that rebound. Now has a double-double of 14 and 10.
11 in the quarter and 17 overall.
Tarangi for 3. That's good. Ruben Tarangi knocking it down from straight on.
Found a little bit of space on the initial penetrative foray by his teammate there.
He is 17. And Ben Hall puts it off the glass and in.
And poor rotation from the weak side. Concerned about Gill more than Hall on the roll, and he makes him pay.
And we got an offensive foul. Ruben Tarangi called for it, attempting the screen.
And it didn't seem to be a lot of contact, but certainly wasn't set as he was trying to move into those screens. But enough contact for the whistle to go as Jared Weeks is, I guess, complaining, selling his complaints to Alonzo Burton. Didn't seem to be getting much traction there, though.
Steal. Barrow gets a hand on it. Here's Weeks. Gives it up to Beattie. Beattie has it blocked by Hall. Glennon kicks it out to Weeks, though. Dalton with the points in the paint.
We've got the buzzer going off a few times, but being ignored by the officiating crew. Nice stick-to-itiveness there by the Tuatara after the Beattie shot was blocked.
Someone other than Tarangi and Weeks.
There is someone
And
else.
Glidden. Julian Leo loses the handle. Tuatara pushing. Glidden gives it back to Weeks. Weeks with a little bit of a hesitation to the cup and in. Starting to look a bit ragged for Guy Malloy, so he calls time. And the Tuatara go on a nice little run here, close the lead to 12 with 63 seconds to go in the third quarter.
So much more space in that interior with Gill out. The ability to attack the rim suddenly presents itself. And they do so well.
Tough night at the office for Jared Weeks shooting the ball. 3 of 15 for his 11 points. It's 1 for 9 from deep. 8 rebounds, 5 assists and a steal though. He's breathing hard. Aaron Young running through the plays with Jared Weeks, the vet.
Yeah, short bench is the shooting.
Can we just give a shout out to Jordan Nartai? 52 minutes last night in the triple overtime game. Can we also give a shout out to Hiram Harris, who played 50 minutes? Daron Rokawa had almost 44.
I'm tired now just thinking about it.
And then also Walter Brown had 49 minutes, 20 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and 2 blocks.
Young fella producing to the reputation that he is quickly earning.
Tevin Brown had 47 minutes, Max Darling had 42. I wonder how the legs are going to be tomorrow night when they play the Franklin Bulls at Pullman Arena.
Heavy is the answer. Slightly heavy. Yeah, but once you're on the court, you warm up quickly. Plenty of time to recover.
How many triple overtime games do you think you played, Casey?
I don't think any, actually.
Is that right?
If maybe one, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Kendall miss.
Adamson misses on that one after the nice offensive rebound. Collects another for the Tuatara, now up to 14 of those.
Glidden left it short.
Oh, Beattie tip.
Thomas Beattie with the tip.
Great timing there, a little fortuitous on the rebound, but counted anyway.
Drag screens for Burden. Adamson to Hall from Burden, he knocks that down.
Oh, that's a killer. The Tuatara have fought so hard to get back into this basketball game as we got it looks like a foul on the Sharks there.
I think it's going to be on Adamson perhaps?
Second.
After the shot was made?
Yeah, just still 9 seconds left though. Tuatara plenty of time to get a shot off.
Here comes Weeks. Gives it up. Charlie Dalton's foul.
Gets the whistle. Good attack. Solid contest by Drew Leo Lasongeape, but the contact was there. look at that. Just puts on the jets, looking the whole time. You see him look early to that corner. Saw where it was going to go, and he clamors for the foul for his teammate, and it gets the job done eventually.
Dalton misses the first. Good minutes from Charlie Dalton in this game. Nice to see his game maturing as well for the young man.
He's played some big minutes this year as the Sharks don't quite get off a shot.
So it's a 12-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Southland Sharks in control, 72-60.
She's going to be right. $100 on the line. Rightio, 60 seconds on the clock. There are 2 questions. You answer them all correctly. $100 is all yours. Here we go. Young Sheldon is a spin on the TV show. Here we go. What is the traditional town of The Simpsons? Here we go. Another one. What animal represents famous together as shoulders during the performance? Oh, we're 3-3. Who is the one here at goal? Here we go. Now is the tower that lived in the Southland New Zealand Arco. Here it is. What part of the ladies announced to return to the White Warriors next year? Here, it's Roger Chilwell. Here we go. There you go. Tata Waititi is married to what British singer-songwriter? New Zealand band sings a hit song in the year.
Welcome back, ILT Stadium. The Sharks in control on the back of a 31-point third quarter. And you can get your 2 free cans of Red Bull with any large pizza. The code is basketball. Pick up only. Tonight only. The South NBL game number 2 of round 3. Triple overtime last night between the Hawks and the Rams. And the Rams come out on top on that one. And it's been pretty much one-way traffic in this game since the Tuatara started hot in the first quarter. But still 10 minutes of basketball to go.
An explosive third quarter by Southland, 31 points. 10 points clear of any other quarter in this game. Not a bad reply by the Tuatara with 25, but you know, giving up, trading 2s for 3s down the court is not going to be what's going to get it done back in this game.
And it took 28 minutes for someone not named Cam, Jared or Ruben to make a field goal for the Tuatara as Romaro Gill
Beautiful find.
Gets underneath and gets that to go.
Really nice look there by Jeremy Kendall. Glidden gets a clean look at it, but finds the front of the rim.
Cam Glidden's been really special from downtown tonight. 7 threes, 7 of 11. He leads all scorers with 25. Hall for 3. Tuatara to push, Glidden in rhythm.
Good attacks, 2 good looks to start the quarter, but they go wanting. And a great reply by Southland in transition.
It's a hectic start to this fourth quarter, Casey Frank.
Songeape, so athletic.
Springy.
He jumps from over there for trying to tip it to his teammate. Could have just grabbed it. I love the effort. Now let's see if we can't slow it down and get a little bit of execution.
I love the CD, and now that's what I call music 4 being used tonight. And that's a travel.
This is definitely an iPhone on shuffle.
Charlie Dalton just a little bit too excited, ironically.
Spotify 1980s hits.
Kendall with the Ruben Talangi matchup. Dalton has Burton. Gill comes up high. There's the switch. Weeks Couldn't quite get out there in time, and Leosonga Ape knocks that down.
Well, all Kendall. With that little pass fake into the middle of the cane as Jared Weeks comes back in reply. Looks like Gill touched it last, and he did. But all Kendall, the way he pass faked into the interior to Gill, drawing that defender off Leosonga Ape in the corner, giving him the space on the catch to finish. He is just such a pure point guard. Does a nice job of controlling the entirety of the floor.
This game, there's 8:20 left in it. Last night, there was about an hour and a half left to go at this point as the ball is touched. And we'll stay with the Tuatara, who are down 17 in a hole.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing a 17-point run here to get us to an overtime. That could be some fun. But looking like a difficult task for the Tuatara without Rob Lowe tonight. Hopeful to be returning in Sunday's game.
Yeah, they got the Saints in Wellington. It's a big game for the Wellington Saints. Who sent their import home, Southland. And Hall can't track down that pass. It's a little too strong.
A little bit of a miss-aim on the save attempt as well.
You just have to think. I know I'm going to bring this up every game I call. But who will be the four who miss out of the top? You know, there's top six.
Yeah.
Who will be the four? Like, it's so competitive this season already. Like the last couple of seasons, before the showdown, after the showdown rather, life was a little bit easier because if you weren't top four, you got a taste of it. Maybe the fifth team could feel aggrieved. But there's going to be four teams who miss out, and everyone is stacked as Glidden knocks down an 8th 3 for the game.
Up to 28 points now after coming in averaging just over 7. And you are absolutely right about the missing out. It is as even a competition as has been in some time, as Zoe Burton replies with a triple of his own. He likes the shot, but doesn't like the finish.
Jeremy Kendall misses that. Grant Anticevich is back in the game. I don't know if he played in that third quarter, let alone most of the second quarter.
He has been on the bench for a good amount of time. Oh, strange matchup for the power forward.
Yeah, that is true. 13 minutes, turnover. Kendall, so good.
Oh, what a block! Jared Weeks angry at his teammates for not hustling, and he should be.
Especially the young kids. Cam Glidden, who's into his 30s, was the only one tracking back.
If I'm in this game right now, I'm tearing a new one into my teammates. I hustle my tail off to get down there, get that block, and, you know, yes, we're down 20, but where's the work rate? You're not normally in the game. This is the opportunity for you to show what you have, to show the work rate, and to just miss out on the hustle plays. It's unfortunately indicative of what's happened to the Tuatara tonight. Beaten to those loose balls, just not quite enough in those effort categories to keep the Sharks off. Not quite in the right spot on the rotations, and I'm pretty sure Aaron Young is letting his team know about the work not being up to par.
Yeah, they've got to turn this around for Sunday's matchup, the last game of round 3.
And I wonder if that Jared Weeks block will make it to the highlight show. A couple of chase down blocks in this one. Highlight show Tuesday nights at 7:30 on Sky Sport. It's a lot of highlights weekly. I think a few of them are going to come from last night's game.
So much basketball last night.
There was a lot.
55-minute game.
It's a long game.
82-63. Hoop heads will be on Wednesday night. Appreciate Jared Weeks not picking the ball up until half court. 6:45 to go, down 19.
Every second counts when you're trying to make a comeback. Stranger things have happened than a 19-point comeback.
Weeks misses that. He's done everything but make his shots tonight, unfortunately, for Jared Weeks. Hustling hard. He's 4 of 17 now. He's got 7 assists and 9 rebounds. And he's got 2 blocks.
Triple-double. Watch.
Says just 1 block, Casey, but I'm with you. He's got 2, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's 2 chase down blocks. You see the jumper roll in there and stretch that lead to 21. Another factor here is, of course, the Tuatara have another game coming up Sunday. How long do they stick with this lineup as Ruben does not get the whistle he thought he deserved?
Gill with the hands.
Well, let's see.
Excuse me, I did not credit that to the appropriate player. I'm not sure who it was, but I apologise to that player because it wasn't Romaro Gill.
It was a tight angle. Couldn't quite pick it up.
Romaro Gill did well to hold his line.
Huge first half for Gill. Hasn't had as much effect in the second, sitting on 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
Burton, long 3. Weeks with another rebound. Jared Weeks is doing it all. It's his 10th rebound.
Whoa.
Charlie Dalton, curling nicely off the glass and in.
Nice bit of touch shown there with the kiss off the glass. Nice push by Jared Weeks to set up before the defense can get set.
Kendall, look at him go. Just loves to operate around that 17-foot area.
Really strong.
Southland, this is a very good game for them. This is the kind of game they need, as you said, Casey. 2 tough defensive teams. As Glidden strokes
Touch them all.
his 9th 3.
31 points. Unfortunately, not a ton of support from the rest of the Tuatara, but Glidden having himself a night.
Yes, Jeremy Kendall again at that 17-foot spot.
Just completely under control.
Analytics be damned.
15 second half points. And 21 for the game to go along with 5 rebounds, 7 assists.
What a look from Glidden to Weeks, but he's got a double team on him. And now he's going to go with Anticevic. Dalton helps him out. And we've got a blocking foul. Jeremy Kendall, that was very close. Maybe he had his foot on the charge circle.
I thought he was set, so he might have had a foot there. Nice job by Dalton on the up fake, attacking the rim, and yeah, that looks like maybe just on the charge. Very close.
Maybe he had his heels raised. Maybe he was on his tippy toes.
I don't know. Does that just go up in perpetuity?
No, it's still under call.
It goes up forever and ever, like the Sacramento Kings beam that did not get lit today.
It was not lit because they were on the road.
Well, it could have been lit if they had one. It still gets lit when they get ones on the road.
Everyone was. Does it really? I didn't know that.
They have they have a button on the road that they press.
They do not.
Yes, they do.
That's how little I've paid attention to the Sacramento Kings. With apologies to our colleague Hugh Bainan.
Well, Hugh's not watching us right now, so he doesn't get an apology from me.
Okay. Hall knocks down to 3.
What a performance by the Sharks. They have controlled this one since that first half of the second quarter. 91 points now.
That's their 12-3. That's how many the Tuatara have as well.
There's a bit of a break as they figure out where the ball is going to go. Taking a look at Cam Glidden, who's staying loose, trying to add to his game-leading total of 31.
So the Sharks cruising now. Tuatara with Ryan Momatea on the floor, number 31. Weeks banks it in. Yes, he called bank. You know Jared Weeks did. He's 2 for 11 from downtown.
That kind of night for Jared Weeks. 5 for 18 now from the field.
Ruben Fitzgerald in the game as well. There is Ben Hall with 15 points in this game. So nice cameo off the bench from Ben Hall.
He showed some good minutes and some solid contributions in the opportunity he's been given as Jared Weeks draws the foul. That is
4 on Kendall. Jeremy Kendall reaching in there.
Looks like Kendall will go to the bench for those final 3 minutes as Tom Cowie checks in. As
Johnny Helu also out there, Tisovic, and there's Sona Ape.
And as many as the bench players of the Tuatara brought, still Weeks and Glidden in the game.
Tough night shooting the ball for Jared Weeks, misses that one. Johnny Helu lost the handle. Body's on the floor, stays with Southland.
Great hustle, unrewarded.
Lomatia down on the ground. Almost had it. Cam Glidden, nice night for him. 31 in the loss, 9 for 15 from downtown. 7 rebounds. He did his best along with Weeks.
That's going to be at least double his scoring average on the year now. Nice to see him find a little bit of freedom of movement today and a little chance with the ball in hand after a breaker season where he didn't get a lot of that opportunity.
He's got a lot of spot minutes, did Cam Glidden. Got a lot of verbals as well from Bodie Mahoa. Probably our favourite interaction. We're allowed to call the game in person. Casey, you and I seeing the interaction between those two.
There's some very entertaining ones, as Coach Bodie Mahoa is an extremely entertaining coach. Great to have him back for another season with the Breakers.
It certainly is. Turned over. Ben Hall with the steal. Really nice night. Unfortunately, just a little bit too casual with that pass.
Yeah, you know, having fun.
Why not?
Letting it fly, trying to score some more points.
Yeah, Ben Hall, 15 points, 9 rebounds, Casey. 2 assists.
Oh, get a double-double. Finish it off.
We're on Ben Hall double-double watch with 2:10 to go.
Oh, that's a solid screen there.
That is a very solid screen.
The foul called on the receiver of the screen is Quake Webster.
Shout out to Quake Webster.
Is this his first action this year? Well, he had 21 seconds coming in, so not quite. Quake Webster, I believe he's a high school player down there.
Connor Flanagan getting a burn in this game. Was that Chris McIntosh? As I was looking at Connor Flanagan's stats, I apologise. Riley Snow in the game. The veteran Andrew Wheeler not used by Guy Malloy.
Guy Malloy. Well,
assistant coach Andrew Wheeler as well, may I add.
Yeah, and Guy Malloy will be pleased with this effort that has been put forth by the Sharks in this one. A solid overall performance where they can really hang their hat on their defensive effort, holding this explosive Tuatara squad to just 37% from the field.
Heller with the rebound.
Another offensive rebound.
Craig Webster giving it up to Cowie.
Total rebounds 51 to 29 to the Sharks.
Cowie just tucks it under his arm, barrels into the defense and is fouled.
As the Tuatara just hoping. Can we just get out of the building now? Down 18 with a minute and 11 left. A game in a couple of days' time. They're going to have to look at the film on this one and send up a couple prayers that Rob Lowe's hip comes right before Sunday, because this is a very different looking team without the big man in the middle.
Yeah, fingers crossed for Rob Lowe and his hip. McIntosh. Fitzgerald losing the handle. Will be Sharks ball. Fitzgerald rightly asking, I got hit a couple of times, I reckon.
You know, occasionally, never officials in this country, of course, but I have seen officials before also ready for the game to be over.
Just 9 turnovers for the Tuatara in this game.
I would never bespeak besmirch the good efforts of the officials in this country with whom I have had a loving and long relationship with.
Oh, wow, you've changed. My goodness. I just feel there's like an absolute, one of the most disingenuous things I think I've ever heard you say.
It's not true. It's not disingenuous at all. I appreciate all the officials' efforts, and when I disagree with a call when I used to play, I would make that known. As Ryan Mugitaya gets to the line, and I try and change the subject as you stare laser beams through me.
Good on the first from the TAB strike. Now it's 10 turnovers for the Tuatara. 39.6 to go. Don't forget, plenty of Sal's NBL action coming up tomorrow and Sunday. Doubleheader, Bulls-Rams. Casey and myself will be on that call from Pullman Arena. Then the Airs and Nuggets. Cowie kicking it out to Hello. And then on Sunday, the doubleheader of the Giants and the Jets in Palmerston North. And the Saints and this Tuatara team. TSB Bank Arena, the TSB Arena.
The one on the water, right?
The one on the water.
Yeah, that's the one.
One on the waterfront. That's a great venue. Great venue. They pack it out.
Unbelievable fans down there. Enjoyed my time as a Saint.
Great in-game experience as well, in-venue experience. They turn it on.
Much better when the Saints fans were cheering me on instead of calling me names, which they used to do a lot.
Oh, that three's good.
And the Sharks faithful. Ooh.
Oh, Ruben Fitzgerald.
Oh,
No, and now he's going to show him.
Well, this is a bit silly.
And then he puts the ball on his head.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate play there by Ruben Fitzgerald. The game is over. Tom Cowie also being a little bit silly, and this is going to turn out poorly. Some tempers are raised. You love the passion, but unfortunately, a little bit of a tarnish on a nice Sharks performance there.
Probably didn't like the fact that they didn't hold the ball, but you've got to score the points. It could come down to that.
Probably didn't like the defensive pressure with 2 seconds left out, up 20.
That's also true.
You could have just let me dribble it out.
You just get in some minutes as well. Handshake line will be
Here
fun.
we go. Let's keep an eye on it.
97.
I love a scrap.
77.
Tom Cowie's at the back of the line. Keep it here. Keep it on the wide. I want to see the final handshake between Ruben Fitzgerald and Tom Cowie. Not that I want to see a dust up. Wait, I do want to see a dust up. Oh, there's a cuddle.
There it is.
Well done, guys.
In the heat of battle, tempers can get pretty hot, but we are done and dusted. Southland Sharks get the 97-77 win, and big night for Cam Glidden. Needed to have a big night. Another big three there of Tarangi and Weeks as well.
Didn't Jeremy Kendall start slow?
Jeremy Kendall turned it on.
6 points at halftime.
Went up through the gears as Jeremy Kendall does.
Zoe Burton, 10 rebounds, a double-double for a big Ramon Gill. Jared Weeks as well with a double-double, just missing the triple-double by 2 assists as Jeremy Kendall joined him on that number. With a few less rebounds, Kendall and Weeks, 2 of the more complete guards in the competition, both came in the top 10 of 3 different statistical categories. They're sure to stay there. So you see the blocks, the steals. Game effort by the Tuatara, but in the end, the Sharks just too much as we take a look at the stats from our official stats sponsor, the TAB. Upcoming games, what do we got, Moles?
Got a doubleheader tomorrow, the Bulls and Rams and the Airs and Nuggets. Every game is huge in the Sal's NBL. The Jets and Giants will get Sunday's action underway, and don't forget the Tuatara and the Saints straight after that Jets-Giants game. Every game is big, Casey Frank. Round 3 of the Sal's NBL. And as the Tuatara go through their warm-up.
Cool down. You warm up for
cool down. It got a little bit hot there as well at the end, but yes, we are done and dusted for this game. We'll be back tomorrow from 5 p.m. from Pullman Arena. Until then, have a safe night. We're back on the mic tomorrow.